Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
When I looked at it like this, it kind of changed how I thought about it.
Okay.
Discipline
Yeah.
is action or lack thereof. You either do something or you don't do something.
Okay.
You have discipline.
Do you need a lot of discipline to have sex?
Hell no.
Right. It's an action though.
Hell no.
So if I have a definition, the idea is like, can I break the definition? If I can break the definition, then it can't be that because
Yeah, fair. Okay,
right?
okay.
I was in the gym space, right? So I had all these trainers who would like lecture people on how they weren't disciplined. But I was like, y'all aren't disciplined. And they were like, what do you mean? I wake up at 5 a.m. every day and I go to the gym. I was like, because you fucking like it. That's not discipline. It's about doing the things you don't like to do for an extended period of time without getting reward. So the more disciplined you are is how many times can you do a punishing event without receiving reward in a row? And then discipline then becomes not are you disciplined or not disciplined, but how disciplined are you?
If there's
Well, welcome into the Growing Green podcast here in 2026. Changing up the intro a little bit. What a clip to start us off. Sorry for the language there, but the message in that clip right there is, what does discipline actually mean? And that's what we're going to get into today, because we're in the winter time. It's very easy to take off the next 2, 4, 6 weeks, not move the needle forward, fall behind in your business, restart come March in a negative cash flow position, put all the effort and work you put in last year just gone because you drain it all over the winter. So much stuff can happen if you can't have discipline, guys. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. If you are listening real time, we're midweek. We've had a big week here at Growing Green. We have moved the needle on some sales, which has been fantastic. We have a big sales quota to meet every week now, and we have just about hit it this week. And so we've almost, where it's January the 6th if you're listening, January 7th if you're listening real time, and we have just about we're 50% to our sales goal for January. So let's freaking go. That feels good. That feels really, really good. Had a nice change order addition to a project today. And that's something that we'll get into that in a little bit. Don't forget to come back to that if that's even possible. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you really quickly before I hop into today's show. Don't leave. This is going to be really good stuff. It's going to be very value-packed. Like, I believe you will get a lot from it if you can just come, listen, and say, you know what, I want to take action. I want us to do things that actually move the needle forward in 2026. And so I want to help you, like I said, I want to help you do that today, and we're going to get into that some. But what I want to talk to you about before that is Leanscaper, guys. Haven't actually mentioned Leanscaper very much over the past couple weeks because I don't want you to sound like I'm just throwing up down your throat about it. But guys, Leanscaper is a community that's going to change the industry. It's going to change the service-based companies in the next 5 years, 100%. What Mark and his team are building there with artificial intelligence and Lana and the agents they're going to put into play this year, guys, you don't want to miss this. They're hosting a revenue intensive, so they've gone through 4 intensives in 2025 and got them up and running. They were like, guys, the first event in Nashville that we went to, the first revenue intensive in Nashville, compared to what you're going to see in Arizona if you go, just mind-blowingly different. There was 100 people in the room, maybe, in Nashville. That's like including all staff and everything. And it was just like a company that was growing. It's a company that's starting from the ground up, and it's just so cool to see the vision there. And I bought into that vision at that event for what the company's doing. Then you go 12 months later and look at what we're going to host now. It's going to be 1,000 people in a room. We're going to have multiple breakout sessions, and we're going to dive into role-specific sessions. So role-specific sessions. if you are a team leader or a foreman or maybe you are on the sales side, they have special rooms for you to break out to. They have owner rooms. They have rooms with certain topics, like I said, that they're going to actually dive into and have some breakout sessions. So everyone can go and learn something from this event. Guys, it is a high-class event, good food, good networking, tons of high net worth individuals there as far as owning landscape companies like 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 million landscape companies come to these events. And so it's a great time to go network and just learn and meet other people as well. But what you're going to get is the revenue blueprint for the year. You can map your company's revenue out at this thing, and I want to make sure that you are there and you know what you're actually gonna get from the event. And it's something that, again, I take very seriously talking to you about it. I take it very seriously to bring things on our show and promote them to you and say, hey, come join me here, because again, I know your time is valuable. It is something that I don't take for granted. It's so valuable, and I hope you realize that too, right? I hope that you think and realize how valuable your time is. If you're stuck in the field and you're not making positive changes moving forward to grow your company, if that's what your goal is, right? If your goal is to grow a company and you're not making positive moves to get yourself out of the field a little bit more and do a little more hands off work, but on the business, guys, you need to learn the value of your time. Read back your time, learn that. But anyway, I'm derailing here. The point of it is, guys, Revenue Intensive, Scottsdale, Arizona, January 20th and 21st. So we're just a few weeks away. You don't want to miss it. We're literally just a few weeks away, but it's not too late. It's not too late to go by any stretch. Room blocks are filling up. You want to get those as quickly as possible, but you can go for free. And we have free tickets if it's your first time. You can go for free. The promise, again, your revenue engine will click. You will move the needle forward in the revenue section of your business if you go to this event. If you want a free ticket, you can go to landscaper.com/events, and you can sign up there if it's your first time. You want to make sure that you do this if you want to grow your business. If you want to see yourself and your business and your team grow, this is an event to come to. And it's one of four, right? It's one of four. They're going to go into operations. They're going to go into finances. Guys, you don't want to miss this. There's going to be a people one. Start off the year right. Make the investment. Go for free. Okay? If it's your first one, go for free. And realize, okay, all right, here we go. I'm going to spend some money here. I'm going to grow my team. I'm going to grow the system. I'm going to put the operating system in place for my company to see the needle move forward. This is a perfect segue because this goes right into discipline, guys. When you want to go and spend money and you don't know, you're on the fence, you know what you got to do when you spend money on something, when you make an investment? You got to have the discipline to actually keep it up. Because what you don't want to do is go spend $3,000 a ticket, because that's how much they actually are, in case you didn't know that. If it's your first time and you get to go for free, take advantage of it. It's $3,000 a pop to go. That's the value that you receive out of these. And if you spend $3,000 on something, then you want to make sure you're actually going to use it. Don't waste the $3,000. Don't throw it away. So how are we going to do that? We're going to have discipline to follow up on it. And discipline starts in the weekly sprints. That's how it starts. When you join the accelerator program, you're going to see what that looks like. You're going to see the operation system built out there. But discipline goes so much further. And the reason that discipline's on my heart is actually repping basketball. So real life story here. I was calling a basketball game. We call high school basketball here in Alabama, and I call the biggest schools in the state, really big programs, state championships every year, thousands of kids per school, very, very big schools. And it's mind-blowing the amount of times that I see teams not have discipline on the basketball court. And I haven't made a sports analogy in a long time. I played basketball through high school. I coached basketball for 3 years or 4 years. Now I ref basketball. So I've been around the game for a long time. Seen from all different angles now. A player, a coach, and a ref. And the discipline factor just never seems to go away. It's something that if your team doesn't have it, doesn't matter how good an athlete is, if they can't practice discipline, they will never turn into anything. And it's mind-blowing how that translates over into the personal entrepreneurship lifestyle. Like, you are being held accountable to you. You want to work for yourself, cool. But you are your accountability. And that requires a lot of self-discipline. So let me tell you again why we're talking about this. Calling a game, and coach is just on them, and they're playing a team that they should beat by 40, and the team is keeping it within 6 to 10 points the whole first half of the game. And on an inbounds play, coach just, I'm over there next, and I've gotten to know coach decently well over the last couple months, and I say decently well. I've had his games multiple times, and so we just go back and forth at the game some. I got chewed out by him though a week ago though, so let's not forget that aspect of it. It's fun though. He was just chewing them and riding them, and they weren't playing smart basketball. They were playing just sloppy ball. They weren't doing what they needed to do. They were coming out of a timeout, and they just half butt threw their hands up out of the huddle and just didn't break it down. If you played on a team, you've never played on a team before, and usually anytime you're walking away, you're going to break the huddle down in some way, shape, or form. You're going to throw your hands up together in the middle, and you're going to say a word, count to 3, whatever, drop the hands and go, right? It's like, all right, here we go. And they just half butt did it. And it really just lit a fire under him. And he was just talking to himself, and then looked at me, and he's like, you wonder why we're this way? And I was like, yeah, trust me, I get it. It's discipline. It's discipline. And he said, that's exactly right. And so the game goes on and plays, and then at the end of the game, we have a kid with like 10 seconds left of the game, just totally unnecessary. Kid's going up for a layup, the losing team. So the good team did end up pulling away. They were up 35 points, something like that. 10 seconds after the game, opposing team goes up for a layup, and the good team comes on the floor, and dude just body checks him on a layup. Just throws his shoulders into him, throws him to the ground. And so we officially get together. We got to call an intentional foul, and so it's 2 shots in the ball and all this big deal. But it just shows like the discipline. The discipline wasn't there, and you know what that does is that shows me as a person that's outside of that program, like what kind of discipline does that coach hold in those meetings, you know, in his practices. And this isn't me talking about the coach. I don't know. I'm not there. But I guarantee you as a man, he goes and checks himself and says, you know what can we do to change this? Because that's unacceptable. It was just unacceptable the way that happened. It was a safety issue. It wasn't sportsmanlike. Nothing good came from it. And so, sure, the player made the mistake, but if he's a good leader, he's going to look back and say, all right, what could I have done to prevent this? And so let's bring this over into our world now that you're tired of hearing about basketball talk. That's a case-in-point example of if a leader doesn't correct that one in the instance right there, correct it hard and make that an example for the rest of your team, like that does not happen here. That's a quick way out, right? But then also, like, how do I prevent that from happening in the future ever again type thing? How do I change our meetings at work? How do I change our Monday rollouts? How do I change our huddles in the morning? And so let me bring this into, again, landscaping here. Discipline in landscaping is at a field level, making sure you don't leave something sitting on the back of the truck, or making sure you don't leave something sitting on the tailgate or on the fender well, or going the extra, not even going the extra mile, just doing the things you don't want to do. Closing the door on the box truck when you don't want to for safety purposes, right? Like, find your thing at a field level, and you tell me. But like, it's the things that you don't want to do, doing those over and over and over again. Because here's the thing, you do it, you close that door in the box truck 500 times, right? And nothing ever gets stolen. Nothing ever gets stolen. So you're like, why am I doing this? You close it on the 501st time, and something gets stolen, and then you're thanking God for the discipline you have to do that every single day. Or, I'm sorry, I walked that back. I got ahead of myself there. You do it close on 500 the first time, and someone tries to get in there and steal it, right? You catch them on camera. They can't get in, right? So the attempt to steal is there. But the closing of the door, the discipline to do that is what stopped the person, right? So think about that for a minute. That's when discipline plays off. So you did all those actions that many times with no reward. You had nothing good came from it. Like, nobody stole anything. They weren't trying to steal anything. Why are we doing this? 500 first time somebody tried to steal something, you had a lock on it. They couldn't get in, right? And you protected your $60,000 in equipment. So take that from a field level, apply it to a high level as a business owner of, again, your time self-discipline. What did you do in 2025 that kept you busy? There was a lot of time in 2025 that I was busy. Did busy work. Not productive work, but busy work. Busy work isn't a good thing. Busy work does not move the needle forward, right? How do we continue to press on every single day and do productive work every single day? When, again, it's not easy. It's not the easy thing to do. The easy thing to do is to do the busy work. The easy thing to do is to go out in the field and help the crew. That's the easy work. The discipline work is building the system for the crew to do the work on their own and not being their beckoning savior every time they call, right? Oh, come save, like, we have a problem, can you come help us fix it? No, figure it out yourself. Like, that's what needs to be happening on your sites. And you need to realize going forward, if I can't make these changes, if I can't make these decisions, if I can't see and lead our team better, then we're never gonna move the needle. Like, it's just gonna forever be me coming and saving and rescuing people every single day when something happens. And, like, no one wants that. No one wants that at all. It's not a good thing. Your guys don't like it. Like, they may not like the first initial like few weeks of you not coming to save them, but eventually they will. They will say, okay, well, thank you for not coming because we figured it out, and now I don't want you here. Once they figure it out, then they won't want you there, and you'll have that freedom. And you're going to have the ability that, again, your company is thriving because you took the time and the discipline to not go out there for 6 weeks, and they learned from the process. See? Like, it's not overly complicated. It's just the things that you don't want to do. It's sitting in the office and running the metrics on the business. And I can tell you guys, that is where my focus is in 26. Is like everything that I didn't do last year that I know that I should have done, like looking back and doing the autopsy on the P&L, is I'm going to be tracking metrics better than I ever have. And entering data in better than I ever have. And every time, like a real simple process, like a real simple thing that takes discipline to do is every time I deposit a check, like there's a multi-step process to depositing a check. It's depositing a check, marking on the check when it was deposited, going into the invoicing element, adding a payment in element, adding the check number, making sure the totals match, like, and then thank goodness my VA comes in and does all the back end work after that. But it's still, that's the discipline, and that the lack of discipline to do that every time has cost me probably $1,000 in book cleanup work and over the time, and hours of my time having to go through and find checks from 6 months ago and saying, what was this payment for? What was that payment for? Just do it in the moment. Do it in the moment. And you need to decide what those are for you. For me, it is that. It is the back end metrics of the business. What are we doing revenue per hour? Where are we spending our time during the days? Like tracking that every week. What are our job costs looking like? Are we going over on every job? Are we going under? Are we pricing ourselves out of the market? Like, I'm really going to look at those things, and I urge you to find what that is for you. Find your thing, whatever it is, right? Whatever you think is calling you, whatever you think that you say, okay, yeah, this is it. It slips through the cracks every year, and this is the year to fix it. Then just do it. Just own it. And tell somebody you're doing. I'm telling hundreds and thousands of you that listen over time that I'm tracking metrics in my business this year. I will be able to give you the best data the best numbers I've ever given you at the end of 2026. Like, there's no question about it. Part of that, it's going to be based on the Landscaper operating system, right? I'm going to know my revenue better than I ever have because I'm going to this event in Scottsdale. I'm investing into myself. I'm investing into our company. Me going to that event in Scottsdale, that's me pulling away from the in-the-field business for a couple of days. That's me making my team go out and grow and produce and build discipline and systems for themselves, right? Because I'm not there to save them. They don't need saving that much. But, it's just like that's the principle of it. And so find what it is for you, I urge you. And, again, realize that, like, there's an analogy there from sports to work with discipline. You can take discipline to your personal life, take it out of work, right? Take discipline into your everyday wake-ups, your workout routine, your eating routine, whatever. Like, because, and I'm preaching to the choir here with dieting. It's a perfect example. I can cut calories for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and nothing happens, and then go back to eating whatever I ate normally. But if I just would have waited until that 4th week, I would have seen action. I would have seen pounds start dropping, right? And it's like, I just lacked the discipline to go longer. I wasn't disciplined enough to keep going. I had some discipline, but not enough to keep going. And so, take that into the new year with you guys. I'm pumped for this year. I'm pumped for what we were coming up with. Like, I'm going into this year with the most clear headspace I ever have. Sales helps that, I will tell you. Like, if you're stuck in a funk, if you're stuck in like a, what am I doing? Why am I even doing the business? Like, go generate sales. It's something that it should be talked about more. That's not talked about enough, I think, is revenue and sales. Now, not revenue just like make top line, right? Because you can make a lot of money and lose a lot of money. That's fine. You can make a lot of revenue come through your business and lose it all. I'm saying turning sales helps you fix problems, right? If you have no money in the bank to fix problems, good luck. You're gonna be stressed. You're not gonna sleep. Like, everything in your life is gonna suffer from it. You start turning sales. You start putting money in the bank. You'll be able to fix problems a little bit better. So, go generate sales. That's my advice to you for this year. Is like, stay disciplined. Okay, stay disciplined. And was this what I was supposed to come back to? I don't know. Maybe I remember myself. Do not get upside down in your business in the spring, right? Do not let March roll around. End of March, beginning of April, and you start cutting grass, and you're in the negative because you did nothing January, February, March. You can do something. You can, if you're in a snow market, you can plow snow. You can go, you can figure it out. Find a way to subcontract for somebody. Go shovel a driveway. Figure something out to start turning revenue. If you're not in a snow market, go sell enhancements and landscape work. For us, we're selling enhancements and landscape work right now. Like, we are about to do a full landscape planting. We're going to do a hardscape. We're going to do a full patio. Like, that stuff can be done. Is it always the most enjoyable weather to do it in? No. But guess what? We're going to do it. We cut up some trees. Like, you get scrappy, right? You get scrappy this time of year. You do not you do not let yourself fall behind. And then if you do that for a year or two, what you're going to do and what you're going to see is you're going to get a better idea. Again, you track it. You're going to get an idea of saying, hey, you know what, we get into December and we really take a slow turn. So we've got to plan our business to run off of a 10-month budget, because I'm not going to count on any revenue coming in December or January, but I'm going to be disciplined enough to go produce it, right? We're going to have some surplus, but I can't count on it because I see the trends and I have the data to say, okay, guess what? Even though we're going and knocking, people just aren't signing up. Like, they just don't want anything done right now. And that's okay. That's okay. It is slow. It is slower. Trust me, the work that we're doing right now, it's not like, it's out there, sure, but it's not like springtime. I'm not being inundated with phone calls. So we're having to go get it. We're having to go sell it. I'm having to actually sell the work. Like, I'm having to talk. I'm having to follow up. I'm having to, like, really pitch it. And you gotta buy into what you're doing. Buy into your business. Buy into your vision. If you can't buy into your vision this year, your team never will. Let that sink in for a second. And you know what I'm going to come back to end the show today? It's a Mark Bradley quote. I will hang this in my office one day. I'll hang it in my house. When I sell our company and ride off into the sunset, That will never happen. I'll sell the company one day, hopefully, but I don't want to ride off in the sunset. I'm going to keep pouring into our people and any way that I can help. But when I do that, wherever I am, it will go with me that my vision has to be so big that our entire team's full visions fit inside of it. That's how you grow good people. That's how you grow a good company. That's how you win. Discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to do that, guys. I know I'm going to see you. I'm confident. I'm going to see you in Scottsdale, Arizona, January 20th and 21st for the Leanscaper Revenue Intensive. We got more coming up this spring. We're going to be talking to you about those through the summer and the year ahead. Guys, I can't recommend Leanscaper enough. Like, the team Mark has built there is just tremendous. It's just absolutely tremendous. They are truly here to see the world changed in the landscape industry, just transformed. You got to buy into technology. Technology and AI, they're not coming. They're here. You will be left behind if you don't buy in now. So you're already 12 months behind the ball, right? Because they've been running this accelerator program for 12 months. You can get in. Don't get 24 months behind, right? Like, you can do it. You can see the changes made. You can make positive changes. You can change the direction that your future's heading if you just wake up and have discipline every day. We'll see you in Scottsdale, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.